Hey, what's up guys, Jandy here, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is gonna be special because I'm going to lay out and discuss the blueprint step by step on how to get $0 to $1,000 per day using Shopify Dropshipping and Facebook ads. Now if you haven't done so, make sure you hit that like and subscribe and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that I upload. Also, don't forget to join our Facebook group. It's called the Ecom Action Takers. It's the first link in the description. Join that now. I just want to give you guys an encouragement, maybe a tip of the day or tip of the year. Now if you don't know me, I am a huge fan of personal development and growth. You can take away all the assets and materialistic things in my life, but I know I will always succeed because I have built a strong mentality and mindset. This is probably the most important thing you can have in your life, the best asset, and also the first thing you should master right now, because this is gonna allow you to be successful on every aspects of your life. If you want to know more about personal development stuff, make sure you follow me on Instagram. I'll provide the link in the description or maybe somewhere around the screen. Let's get started. Alright guys, I hope you guys are ready for this because this is gonna be one of the most beneficial video I have uploaded yet. I'm gonna lay out a step by step, a $0 to $1,000 per day using Shopify Dropshipping. Now let me just run through what we're gonna be covering today. Firstly, I'm gonna be talking about the 10 steps you need to follow and you must have before you start spending money on ads or before you start throwing money away. Okay, you need to follow these and you need to lay out the foundation before you start Facebook ads. Now the second point is I'm going to be discussing on how you can drive traffic to your store, and then we can talk about scaling to $100 per day, and finally scaling to $1,000 per day. Okay, so here you can see the steps. The first one is planning. Okay, make sure you define your goals, strategy, budget, and also type of store. Now what I recommend is using paid ads, so you must have about realistically $1,000 budget before you can start seeing results. Okay, not many gurus will tell you that. They always just tell you, you know, you can start with this amount of money, but you need to have a solid budget. If possible, have another cash flow to make sure that you don't get bankrupt. Okay, now defining goals, that's basically what do you want to achieve with the store that you're building, and then you want to start putting strategies. How are you going to achieve that goal? Now what I recommend to start off with, start with a general store or a niche general store. If you haven't watched a video on what kind of stores you should run, I created a video about that, so make sure you go watch that. It's probably in the link in the description. Okay, now that is step one. Now step two, what kind of platform you're gonna be using. I recommend Shopify. This is perfect for any e-commerce type of stores. And then step three, what theme you want to use. Now you can use paid theme, but I've also found success using free themes. You can start off with free themes before you start looking at paid themes. You can see here the free themes to use on Shopify. I recommend Brooklyn or Debut. They're very clean and very minimalistic, and on my own opinion, they are probably one of the best free themes you can get out there. Now step 4 is the store requirements. So what do you need to have in your stores? Okay, you're gonna need to have an about us page, a tracking order page, terms and condition, and other pages that um, talks about your brand. Okay, you also need, so this is very important, obviously you need the payment method. I recommend PayPal and Stripe. Have both of these payment methods in your store to improve conversion rate. Okay, you're gonna allow your customers to be able to use either their credit card, which will go through Stripe, and PayPal, for those PayPal users. Now, I've heard that not all countries allow PayPal or Stripe, so try find alternative payment methods. I recommend at least having two payment methods in your store. Now, step 5 is a high converting store. Create a compelling product landing page, install apps such as reviews. Now, I created a video on how you can start generating sales on your store, and I talked about how you can also create a high converting store. So I recommend you guys watch that. Okay, now you want to make sure you have a clean landing page and also have reviews before you start spending money. Now, step 6, find good products. Watch my 7 unique methods to find winning products. From my previous video, I also talked about 3 winning products that you can test right now, so check that out. But I have a video on what kind of methods that I use to find me winning products. The link is in the description. Watch that. I recommend you guys watch that because there's so many methods out there, and those 7 unique methods you probably haven't seen anywhere before, and it's just gonna help you find that winning product really quickly. Now, finding good products is probably one of the most important thing you can implement for your store, because if you have a bad product, you have decent marketing skills, you may get sales but you won't be able to scale it. Having a good product, it doesn't take much marketing skills to be able to scale a good product. Okay, step 7, make sure you have Facebook Pixel installed on your store. Now, I'll quickly touch on Facebook Pixel. It's basically where Facebook gathers data of your customers. So if someone visited your page, it will go to your own pixel, and that's the more data you have. Okay, the more people land on your page, the more people buy from you or add to cart, the stronger your pixel will be. This is when people start talking about having a matured pixel. That's when you have a lot of data in your Facebook pixel. Having a strong pixel will definitely help you have a better return on investment using Facebook ads. Okay, just make sure you have that installed. It's very easy to install. You can probably search that anywhere, or I'll probably create a quick video about this. Step 8, create a Facebook and Instagram page for your store. This is very important as well, because when you start advertising using Facebook ads or Instagram ads, you want to direct people to your page so they can also like it. Now, I recommend doing this at the start because you want to also get people. Okay, that's going to increase your lifetime value. You want to interact with your customers as well, and you want to build a trustworthy brand, even if it's a general store. I have a general store that has a branded feel on it. So, I created that using Facebook and Instagram pages and interacting with my customers using my own Facebook and Instagram page for that general store. right? Of course, number 9, this is probably the second most important thing, just before finding good products. You had to make videos. Now I created a video on how to make product videos for Facebook, so you can use that to advertise. Make sure you go watch that. You can create a very, very good video by just watching the video that I made for it. So basically, you want to create a BuzzFeed style video. If you don't know what that is, so you create a square video, so 1080 by 1080 is what I recommend. And you're gonna have messages popping up while you're showing your product, or while the video of your product is running. You have like comments on how good the product is, how it can solve problems. All right. Now, final step is obviously start advertising. Start driving traffic to your store, and that's what we're gonna cover next. So driving traffic to your store. So this is how you're going to be able to drive traffic to your store. There are many ways to drive traffic to your store. There's free, there's paid methods, there's word of mouth. Okay, now the paid ads is what I recommend the best, because it's going to allow you to season your Facebook pixel, which I mentioned earlier. That's going to build data faster, and you're going to be able to scale faster. Okay, early on as well, I recommended at least $1,000 budget for your paid ads. There are many paid ads, such as Facebook and Instagram ads, Google ads, influencers, Pinterest, YouTube, Reddit, wherever. There's so many ways you can drive traffic to your store, but obviously the main one is Facebook ads. That's how you will be able to scale test products and scale to $1,000. Okay, using Google ads, Google ads would be good once you have an established brand, or once you have over 50 products in your general store. Okay, you can also use influencers. I've used it previously. Influencers are good for branded products, and also just for quick data conversions. What that means is you can convert your customers real quickly through using influencers, because once you contact an influencer and they advertise your product, hundreds and thousands of people will go to your store. So that means they are converting to a strong this will allow you to gather enough data for your pixel, for you to be able to scale even further. So that's another good way. You can find cheap influencers as well to market your product. Pinterest, YouTube, and Reddit, these are untapped paid ads. What I mean by that is there's not as much competition as Facebook and Google ads, so you are gonna have cheap conversions if you use it correctly. So I recommend you guys start looking into that as well once you've already established other paid platforms. There are also free ways to drive traffic to your store. Firstly is SEO. That's gonna be probably the best free traffic you can have to your store, and also free conversions. Overall, SEO is great, but it takes a very, very long time to start ranking in Google. I have a store that took about 3 to 5 months before you start seeing them in the first page, and after 6 months, I was at the top of the page. So start implementing SEO as well. Learn about that, a little bit about that, while you're building your store. So in the long run, after you've implemented SEO, without realizing, you're already ranking up in your Google. Okay, Now this one is a bonus here, okay? Start following niche pages. What I mean by that, if you are selling products on a dog niche, okay, start following a dog niche pages on Facebook or Instagram, and start sharing your products in there, okay? This is one of the best way you can drive traffic to your store and make sure that you are hitting the right audience, okay? And this is free as well. This is a huge bonus for you guys. Start doing this if you don't have much budget, because this is how you're gonna be able to season your product for free. Sorry, season your pixel for free, okay? So the strategy for this is you follow a niche page, you know, whatever your product niche is, and then you provide value first, okay? You join the groups, you know, you provide value. Don't market your product straight away. Once you provided value, then start, you know, slowly sharing your product, where you start advertising it there. You know, you just create a post saying, you know, this is great, this is a great product, you know, I've used it before, blah blah blah. And you know, other people will start going to your store. So that's a huge bonus for you guys. And lastly, word of mouth, you know, your friends, family, whatever. This is probably a hard one, because you need to have an established brand for this to work effectively. So yeah, that's how you drive traffic to your store. Start looking into SEO and niche pages if you don't have large budget. Now you have to hit a milestone first before you go and generate $1,000 per day. So obviously you need to scale up to $100 per day first, okay? No matter how you drive traffic, make sure you have Facebook pixel installed. I keep telling you guys this. Just double check that you have that installed, because you will be able to remarket people who visit your site to generate more profit. This is the lowest cost for people to convert, which means you're gonna have a high return on investment. From my previous video, you know, I showed you guys my basic and advanced retargeting strategy, where I generated 8x over my return on investment. It was like I spent $800 and got about $6,000, something like that. So you know, retargeting is one of the key. It will help you scale even further. The second point here is you have to watch how to test products on Facebook. If you don't know how to do that using CBO, I did a video on this. This is a high caliber strategy that you should implement. A very easy to follow. I talked about a low budget, you know, having $50 or even $40 under per day budget, and a high budget. If you have $50 or more to spend per day, you can have a look at that strategy, okay? Now the third point here is you should be able to scale a product to $100 per day in less than a week using Facebook ads. If you haven't scaled $100 or more, kill the product, okay? Move on. Don't get attached to a product. Stop forcing yourself into making the product work if the data says no otherwise, right? So what that means is it's already a week and you're still not profitable, then just kill it. I recommend, you know, after 2 days, if you are not making sales, or if you haven't broke even, or maybe you haven't you're not profitable, then I would kill the product. I would just move on, test another product. And you will know a product is a winner if after 3 days, you know, you are making consistent sales, maybe 2 to 3 sales a day. And generally, you know, with 2 to 3 sales, that's gonna move you up to $50 revenue per day, and then in 1 week you should be able to hit $100 per day as you scale up slowly. The fourth thing is, like I said earlier, watch my basic Facebook retargeting video. It's a free course for you guys. Okay, so this is the part one of scaling to $1,000 per day. I know you guys have been waiting for this. There are things you have to ensure while you're scaling up to that level, and this is very important because otherwise you're probably gonna lose business if you don't implement this. Okay, it's not just, oh, I'm gonna bump up my Facebook ads and I'm gonna generate as much revenue as I can. No, you have to sort out your back end. You have to sort out your ads and how you'll be able to handle more orders in the future. Okay, so the first point I'm gonna make here is hire a virtual assistant to automate some tasks, such as customer service. That's a biggie here. You're gonna pass on that task to a VA. They're pretty cheap. You can find some in Upwork or Fiverr for $5 per hour, and that's gonna take a huge chunk of your time if you don't hire a VA, because as you scale up, you're gonna have more orders, more complaints, more emails, and more messages. So you want to delegate that task. Okay, a second task that you can automate is orders. This is also very important. You don't want to worry about order fulfillment. Okay, like I said, $5 per hour, that's pretty cheap. Once you're doing $500 to $1,000 per day, that's gonna be less than 2% of your profit. Start investing on that so you can focus on just solely scaling. Second point I want to make here is, and this is an important one as well, is to contact your supplier or find a sourcing agent to help you lower your COGS, which is your cost of goods sold. Why you want to do this is because you will get a faster shipping and also a possible to brand that product. Very important, you can increase your profit margin by doing that. With faster shipping, obviously, better customer service. Create relationship with your suppliers. Once you're doing big numbers already, 20 orders per day, contact your supplier. You can tell them, I'm doing this much order. Can you give me a better value in terms of price of the goods? So usually if you're doing that much volume, then they can lower the price for you. They're gonna give you a special link. This is straight from AliExpress suppliers. Okay, they can give you a special link where it's cheaper for you to buy that product. Now you can also find sourcing agents in China. They're gonna be helping you source your product cheaper and also faster shipping. Okay, very, very important once you're doing 20 plus sales per day. The third point I want to make is start scaling your Facebook ads. Now this is obviously a big topic here, so I'm gonna do another Facebook video on how to scale. It's gonna be a step-by-step guide for you guys, a course type video, because I feel like you guys like that so much. So I'm gonna start providing more Facebook strategies that you guys can implement. Okay, now a simple method to start scaling is using lookalike audiences. Once you're doing past $100, you should know about lookalike audiences already. If not, like I said, I will create a video on this. The more data in your pixel, the easier to scale. So the quality, okay, quality of the pixel is really important as well, and also the amount of data. So keep feeding your pixel. It's like your baby. Pixel, I think of Facebook pixel as my baby. I nurture it, I give it quality stuff, quality audiences, and also I feed it as much as I can for me to create a strong data. Okay, that's a big investment there. I've been telling my students this, okay? Don't worry about losing money at the start, especially at the testing phase. After you find a product, one product can change your life. Okay, it took me. I was lucky. Okay, I would say I'm lucky. It took me about $500 before I found my first profitable product. Okay, and that's when I knew. Okay, this business model actually works. So I continued, and this is why I'm generating over $5,000 per day in revenue, up to, I think my highest was $10,000 per day. Okay, feed your pixel. Now you have to implement advanced retargeting strategy. I did a video on this. It's my part 2 on retargeting strategy. It is for people who are doing 20 sales or over per day already. It's that one is a gold mine. Okay, that's gonna help you generate more profit, more profit. Part 2 of the scaling to $1,000 per day. Start using and utilizing email marketing. Okay, I didn't used to use email marketing, and I lost so much money on the table. Now my email marketing sequence is generating me, free traffic, free conversion, up to $200 to $500 profit per day using email marketing. You can have abandoned cart email sequence. When people abandon cart, they will get an email say, hey, did you forget something? I'll give you a 5%, come back, just buy from us. Those kind of emails will allow you to get back customers and attain new customers. Now you have this second point is very, very important as well. Install apps that will help you increase your average order value and better conversion rate. So increasing your average order value is basically one of the key thing when you are scaling, because you want to get as much profit as you can, especially when you're doing more orders. So start installing upsells on your store, and also post purchase upsells. And you can also install sale timer and some pop-ups, but not too much. You don't want to annoy your customers, just enough to improve your conversion rate. Test these, make sure that they don't decrease your conversion rate overall. Obviously, if you installed an app that is generating you more profit, then stick to it. And if it's not, and if it's hindering your conversion rate, drop it and delete it. Now you have to know your actual numbers. What this means is that analyze your profit, your expenses per day. There are fees to consider. Okay, one major mistake is I didn't understand the fees earlier on, and that hurt me. I every time you get a sale, either Stripe or PayPal takes away fees, and I didn't take that into account. And it affected me so much. I lost thousands and thousands of dollars. Start knowing your actual numbers. You can do this with an app. I'm pretty sure, I think QuickBook does this well. There's another app on Shopify that you can use to track those. And finally, if you want to scale even further, okay, start thinking of branding the product. Once you are already doing $1,000 per day, I would just straight, brand the product, unless it's seasonal. If it's a general product that everyone can use any time of the year, then start thinking of branding the product, and you just generate as much profit as you can through that. Awesome. So I hope you guys learned a thing or two. I was happy to talk about on how you can scale from $0 to $1,000 per day. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and that notification bell. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and join our Ecom Action Takers group. I hope to see you guys soon.